Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and I am Mr. Musette. I am a full-time illustrator and in my free time I create art and illustration related videos here on YouTube. If you are new to my channel and you like fantasy art, feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. In this video I draw and paint the fourth illustration from the Tarot series which I started a few weeks ago. And more exactly, the Empress card. The Empress is the third Major Arcana card in the traditional Tarot decks. The Empress is sitting on a throne and her crown has 12 stars. In one hand she's holding a scepter, and in the other hand a shield with an eagle on it. The scepter is the representation of her power over life, and the 12 stars from her crown represents her dominance over the year. The field of grain in front of her legs symbolize her dominion over growing things. In many versions, she can be illustrated as pregnant because she represents the creation of life, romance, art, or business. The Empress card represents fruitfulness, action, initiative, length of day, the unknown, but also symbolize difficulty, doubt, and ignorance. If the card is reversed, it symbolizes light, truth, the unraveling of involved matters, and public rejoicing. So I try to include all these symbols and representations in my illustration in the same manner as I did in the previous illustrations. And with this series I try to make it as cohesive as I can, and when I put all the illustrations together, to be clear that they are from the same series.
Slow decay.
As I mentioned a few times in my preview videos, my process of work in general is that I create the sketch in one of my sketchbooks. I also make the line art in the sketchbook as well. I scan the line art, and if I need, I make changes digitally, and when I have the final line art, I print it out in the size that I want to make the final illustration, and I transfer it on a good watercolor paper using my light pad. After I transfer the final line art on a watercolor paper, I start to paint the illustration. Of course, I use a waterproof fine liner because I don't want to smudge the line art when I paint with the watercolors over it. The fine liners which I use are the pigment liners from Staedtler, and the ink for the black parts is a drawing ink from Koh-i-Noor, and this ink is waterproof as well. For this series I use the Kuretake Gansai Tambi paints, and in each of the illustrations I use for the plants a blue shade, and depending on the card I use an additional color. In this case is the yellow, and also I complete the illustration with different shades of gray. At the end I add some stars with a white paint pen, because this is what I like to do in most of my illustrations. The paper which I used for this illustration, it's a 300 GSM Arches 100% cotton watercolor paper. And as I said previously in my videos, I really love this watercolor paper, but the downside is that it's very expensive. But the quality is superior, so worth the money. I don't know if this illustration is one of my favorites, But after I drew this illustration for the second time, I am over it and I am going forward with this series. And if you are following me on my social media accounts, you might already saw that I already created 4 more illustrations from this series, and I filmed the process creating those illustrations as well, so I will upload those videos too. But lately I have a hard time to edit and make the voiceovers for the videos for my YouTube channel, so bear with me. I will also mix up a little bit the themes of the videos for the future, because I am working on some other different series as well, because I don't want that my content to be only tarot inspired art. Let me know what do you think about the final result, and if you like my art style and illustrations and you are not subscribed, feel free to do that. Thank you for watching, see you next time.
Drink a little water, feel a little better. You do what you got.